All right, let's get started. Can everybody hear me? All right. Thank you so much for coming. My name is Mahesh Prakriya, and Miguel and Samir will be joining me a little bit later to talk about some aspects of data integration. And we're here in full force from the data integration team. We call ourselves the Citizen Data Integration, and we'll tell you why that is the case. And we have about, actually more than a dozen talks, and I would love for you to sort of get an overview. This is a 100-level session. It's a broad overview of the technology, the data technology underpinnings that enable Power BI, PowerApps, and Flow, and more. Actually, we're not going to talk about other aspects. For example, we ship as part of Excel and others as well. We will not cover those here, but it's something that we're pretty excited to share with you about. OK, so with that, let's get started.
All right.
Our outline looks approximately like this. I'll spend a few minutes talking about the trends in our industry today. And you heard some of this in the keynotes. I'll keep it brief. But I'll try to get to the next level of detail as to what the key data problems are that customers are facing. As I chat with customers, what are the data problems that they're facing? And then we'll get into some of the technologies that help solve some of these problems for you in the context of the Power Platform. And then we'll do a quick summary, and then we'll do Q&A here as needed. And we're also here at the booth and other things as well. So let's briefly talk about data. As you saw from the keynote this morning, data is the heart and central to in the entire ecosystem of business applications. If you look at how you engage customer, whether it is with a service app, or if you look at your talent apps and others, or if you look at IoT or product side of it, or your product telemetry data, or if you look at your operations, everything is generating data. And it is generating data, and it's also consuming data as well to make that experience that much richer. So, OK, that's great. So then what are the issues? Well, the key thing that it turns out to be is that as cool as the UI seems, majority of the time that analysts spend is actually in getting the data right. So it turns out that in a typical analytics or ML project, machine learning project, the heart of whether or not you succeed is less in the UI, and rather it's in the data, and can you get at the data and get the data right to enable the decision-making in business applications. And I think some of you, I'm sure, know this already and are working through that. That is one of the key trends. And our goal here is to simplify that picture and to see how much surer we can make that to be so that we can make it simple for you in enabling that experience. Not only that, there's a second trend in our industry that we're betting very big on. And that's why we're called the Citizen Data Integration team. And then that's part of our mission, which is how do you enable anyone in your organization to get at the data that they should be able to get at, and then make sense out of it to provide better customer experience at the end of the day. This is really what is happening, which is really it's no longer the territory of IT, but rather enabling everyone in your organization to get at that data. So what are some of the next level problems when you see that? When I talk to customers, and also to a certain extent internally in Microsoft, we had this problem historically. If you have your customer service application or your transactional application that is in a silo that is very different than the social data that where they're talking about, or if you look at your IoT data that is in a silo that is not necessarily related. How many of you have this problem today in data in multiple silos? And this is a classic problem in enterprises where you have data spanning across multiple different silos, but in order to provide the right experience, you actually have to make sense out of it. So you need to be able to get at a common shared view of that data and to be able to then reason about that data. And we are positing that you need a rich data model with rich semantics that enable you to actually integrate the experiences and to provide an answer. For example, is it the same customer that visited my website that could not find the answer and as a result called my customer support. Imagine trying to do that. You have to integrate multiple silos in order to achieve that, to get at that answer to that question. So those are the kinds of things that we do in our team, is the ability to integrate multiple different silos and make sense of data for you in your organization. So what does that get you? Okay, that's great. It gets you three key things. When you can actually get the next level insight into your data, and you do that by enabling it to be accessible throughout your organization, and secondly, to be able to get meaning for the data, because data in its own silos and has very contextual meaning, but it doesn't necessarily translate in other domains. How do you get some AI-driven insight into that data? How do you then use that data to enhance the experiences? So in each of these cases, we provide a set of technologies. Approximately speaking, our connector and connector ecosystem is about democratizing data and data access. And the next step is really about getting insight to the data. It's about how do you have a common model and shared meaning for your data. And by doing that, you're able to reason better with that data. And the third of which is how do you provide better experiences? It's almost the last part. Once you get the data right and bind it to an experience, whether it's a transactional experience in PowerApps or a dashboard in Power BI or a business process flow in the context of Flow. So you can do all of those once you get the first two steps right. Okay? What do we provide to help you with that? At the bottom, at the foundational layer, is our connector ecosystem. And what is a connector? Connector is an abstraction to a data access. And that is the technical definition, but I describe it slightly differently. A connector is a force multiplier. Envision a world without connectors. There's almost nothing you can do in Power BI, nothing you can do in Power Apps. There's nothing you can do in Flow. Without connectors, there's really nothing you can do. Connectors is the gateway to an entire ecosystem. For example, by the virtue of having SAP connectors, you have the entire financial data in the ecosystem in HANA that you can explore with Power BI. That is one scenario. Now multiply that across hundreds of connectors that we provide, across the various different experiences that we provide, and that is the power of the connector platform that we provide today. Not only can you use the hundreds of connectors that come out of the box, you can easily build your own connector if there's not a data source for it, or if there's a very custom data source in your organization, and just yay bit of code. And Sameer's got some talks this week on that. And then expose that in your organization so that you really open up the power of the Power Platform across that entire ecosystem, across that data set. Okay, that's great. So continuing on with our story, on top of the connector ecosystem is a technology that we call Power Query. Power Query leverages the connectivity and then allows you to do data transformations. What I mean by that is that data is almost never in the shape that you care about. You need to join across multiple different data sources. Then you need to be able to pair that data source, slice and dice that data source, transform them, and get that into a shape and form that you can then use in experiences. And that ability is really made simple by Power Query. And data flows is an example of a technology that builds on top of Power Query authoring experience. And we'll demo that a little bit later. And then related to that is a project that we're announcing called Athena. And we'll talk about that later on in the deck as well. Finally, at the top of the stack is what we call Common Data Model and our industry accelerators. And Common Data Model today really provides meaning to data. So let's keep talking about it in a bit. So this is a slightly different and a geekier version of the slide that I provided. Like I talked about, there's a connector ecosystem. Through data integration technologies, you bring that data in across one or many sources, and then you modulate it with Common Data Model, and then you put that data either in CDS or Power BI, and then you provide an experience on top of that. Or, if you so desire, you can bring that data into data lake and really do some analytics on top of that data, and using that, then provide experiences on top of that. On top of that derived or much more intelligent data that you have. So anyway, so moving on, it's not only our ecosystem of data, we're also bringing in Office data, and we provide ability to bring in Office data, such as, for example, in your sales application, you may have email and other communication that's enabled. In the keynote this morning, we talked about how you can actually leverage some of the LinkedIn data as well in our Sales Insight application. And not only that, we're bringing in the ability to get at the IoT and the IoT data in ecosystem as well. So this is really the world where you can bring the data in from multiple data sources, reason across it, across the entire data set with the joint data set, munge it, run some algorithms in the data lake, and provide some experiences on top of that as well. So this one diagram summarizes the various technologies and solutions that we provide for you from our team. So let's talk about common data model. So common data model is really our shared data model that provides meaning to data. What does that mean? I'll explain that in a second. Often use the terminology that I'm here, even though my native language is not English, communicating with you in English, because that's the shared model that we agreed on. When I use a word, it has a shape, structure, and a particular meaning that you know to understand. It's a pub-sub model. You subscribe to it, I subscribe to it, and I'm communicating with you with that form of data. Common data model, in a similar way, forms the vocabulary of business applications. It really is the vocabulary of business applications. And it enables you to actually get deeper insight into the data as a result of it. So it's not just a data model. It has things like, not just entities and relationships, it has things like hierarchies and traits and more. If any of you are developers, are there any developers in the audience? No? Few, okay. If you're a developer, you'll know that there's equivalents in the .NET ecosystem as well. For example, the notion of a custom attribute is really an example of trait, which a trait further defines an entity. You can say this particular string is really an address, and you can provide a trait that can then be used in other applications, and on and on and on. So these are the kinds of things that give data meaning beyond just a particular entity. For example, this particular address is a home address as opposed to a work address, and on and on and on. So you can have contextual meaning to all of these as well. So CDM originated from Dynamics. CDM is not a store. CDM is a model. CDS is the service on the store. So the way I state it is that Common Data Service is really SQL Azure provisioned with CDM. So that's how you should think about it. So instead of starting off with SQL Azure and then creating your own entity model, you just subscribe to CDS that comes with the common data model as a way to get started in the context of Power Apps or Power Platform as a whole. So it originated from Dynamics, but it's not limited to that. It's gone way beyond that as well. And today we have multiple different partners in the context of everything in our ecosystem supports it. So some of you are asking, why is this interesting to me? Because it's interesting to you because it opens up an entire ecosystem as a whole. So I'll talk about this. So I talked about Dynamics and Power Platform supporting through CDS Common Data Model as their inherent native language, if you use my language analogies from earlier. And in addition to that, you have Power BI, just the ability for Power BI to just pick up Common Data Model in its natural form in the data lake and just go ahead and work against that. And we have some demos associated with that as well. Not only that, we're working with Office with Graph Data Connect to bring in Office data in a form that can then be reasoned in the context of the business applications that you have. So we have a spectrum here where on the one end of the spectrum, if you're using any of the Dynamics applications, such as Sales Insight or anything in Dynamics or the Power Platform to write a Power App, that transactional data that you generate can also be reasoned about in Power BI with low code, no code, all the way to your data scientists being able to use the same data, same shape and structure and meaning of that data, so all of you in your organization are working against the same underlying mechanism. The other thing that you get with Common Data Model is the fact that we have an ISV ecosystem that's working against it. Informatica announced at their conference that the fact that they are really supporting Common Data Model deeply in their tool set. And if you look at our library and application ecosystem that will generate, the ability to buy off-the-machine ML algorithm that works against the CDM format. And you'll see many of these going forward. And to be able to go then reason about it makes your life that much easier and simpler as opposed to having to cook it on your own from scratch. And then you can use that in the context of the data lake and derive insights into your Azure Data Lake data to enable richer experiences, as I talked about earlier. So that's what Common Data Model enables across the board. So Common Data Model provides, through CDS, a set of experiences. And from there, we actually went further and provided industry accelerators. Our industry accelerators have a set of principles. I'm not going to read the slide to you. But the fundamental thing is that we want to build on open standards. By the way, we operate on GitHub, on Common Data Model, and everything else. So I'll actually, if you want to, I can show you some of the websites associated with that, but you can just search for it, Common Data Model, and then look at that. It completely is built on open standards, and is extensible by the ISV's ecosystem as well. So today, we provide a set of accelerators if you are in any of these domains to get started. The link at the bottom allows you to go learn more about it, and there are talks at this conference to do that. For example, in healthcare, I don't want to be a customer. I want to be a patient. So the concept and the entity of a patient exists in healthcare accelerator that does not exist in the Common Data Model. Because it really is it's derived from the Common Data Model, built on top of Common Data Model to get your apps going as easily as possible. Envision if you are having to do this from scratch. So if without the accelerators, it will take you a tremendous amount of time to design that entire ecosystem and get things going. Similarly, in nonprofit and higher education, we already made these available. We'll continue to run those based on feedback. So if you have any feedback on those, please let us know. And in previews are automotive and financial services accelerators as well. So you can build, on top of CDM ecosystem, a richer set of experiences for your customers. And today, we already have a tremendous amount of industry momentum in each of these domains: education, healthcare, financial services, and others. So there's a bunch of customers today using these to succeed by starting off at a much higher level and with the Common Data Model. So with that, I'll switch gears, and I'll talk a little bit about the next section. So far, I'll talk to you about Common Data Model and industry accelerators. So we'll talk a little bit about data flows, and then we'll get to a demo. So what is a data flow? So I'll draw an analogy here. In Excel today, you have a bunch of data, and you can write an expression that computes that data. For example, in Excel, you type in equals average, parentheses, select that column, close that parentheses, and voila, that's an expression, right? That's not data. That is data that is derived from other data. And then you can use that cell as a piece of data in other places. So you can write another expression that takes advantage of other data, and also this particular cell that is really an expression. So you really have a graph of these things, okay? And data flow is that concept applied to cloud data sources. So conceptually, you can think of it that way. Data flow is, in our lingo, what we call prepackaged ETL, extract, transform, and load. It is a package that you can build up that says, use these steps as a way to compute the data, to shape and transform the data, to join these two things together. They could be disparate data sources, but here are the heuristics on which to join them. and make that happen. So data flows enable you to get data with the red arrows in here into this ecosystem. And data flows are very powerful technology. We believe an ecosystem of these things will exist as a whole. So today, most of you know data flows exist in Power BI. So what they allow you to do, again, is join multiple data sources using Power Query as the authoring environment, join and enrich that data. By the way, there is AI insights provided right within Power Query as well to enable you to operate right, use Azure ML to operate right on the data, and then either write the data to data lake or enhance it. And there's the CETL thing that we talk about as well, which is composability. Not only can you put a data flow out there, you can compose it with the other data flows. For example, your finance department may publish the data flow and say, this is my public way for you to consume our data. Or your HR department might similarly publish a data flow saying, this is our public way for you to consume our data. This is our contract. This is our API. This is our way that we're making the data available. And then you can have experiences on top of that today, whether it's in the context of Power BI or Customer Insights or other third-party tools. So with that, I'll stop talking for a little bit, and I'll introduce Miguel Lopez, who's the PM lead, who's driving our data flow stuff, and he's doing a great talk here later today at 3 p.m.?
3:30.
3:30, OK.
We'll do a talk later today on Power Query at 3:30, this same room, so I'll look for all of you guys there. You guys ready for some demos? All right, so let's start with a simple demo about data flows. So I'm looking right now at Power BI experience. How many of you are Power BI users? OK, how many of you are already creating data flows? OK, so after this session, all of you will, because we're going to create one together. The first thing is you go into the workspace view. You can go to the Create menu and click Create Data Flow. And then you're going to be put into this experience where I can either define new entities from scratch or link to existing entities from other data flows, which is, as Mahesh was saying, this is the reference scenario. Let's say that we're going to create something completely new. So we're going to go define new entities. And that's going to put us on the Get Data experience. This is the Power Query experience that you guys are familiar with from desktop, but on the web. It's Power Query Online. Something that we are actually introducing this week, we just released earlier this week, is the notion of data flow templates. So you're going to have a bunch of new templates. For now, we expose a template for Salesforce and a few templates for Dynamics for Sales. That will bring a specific interesting entities from those external data sources into a Power BI data flow. Let's actually go and use the Salesforce template. Once I go into the Salesforce template, I get to specify some connection details. So for example, if I wanted to run this through an on-premises gateway, I could. And then I need to specify my credentials. So we can go and say, let's sign in. And it remembers my username here. So I'm logged in now with my Salesforce account. And we can go click Next. A template is nothing but a bunch of Power Query queries. So these are, as you can see here, there's 8 queries. Let's see. So we have a bunch of queries. I think there's 8 or 9, don't remember. But they're actually predefined queries against Salesforce. So if, let's say, we want to look through the opportunity query here, look at the applied steps that we already have. So we have a source connection, and then we have a bunch of additional steps to normalize and clean and effectively modulate, as Mahesh was saying, those entities from Salesforce into CDM schema. The last step here is actually called map to standard. So this is mapping that query output to a standard CDM entity. And this is the experience you have. You could even go and customize this. Or when you bring other data, you could also map to a CDM entity along the way through this experience. So here's where all of those 300+ entities that we were talking about show up. And then for a given entity, like in this case, account, you can actually opportunity. You could go in and pick the specific columns from your query output that map to a specific attribute on that entity definition. And we also have experiences for automatically mapping based on some smart algorithms behind the scenes. Now, with data flows, you can do much more than that. It's not only about bringing templates that somebody else created, but you can also use the full power of Power Query to bring additional data. Let's actually go and get some additional data onto this data flow. And we're going to go use the Get Data experience. And we're going to connect to an on-premises data source, such as SQL Server. And I'm going to specify my server name. The moment I do that, you see how it automatically remembers that I need to provide a gateway. So I'm going to use my on-prem gateway, and I'm going to specify my username and password, which should hopefully be this one. And now it's trying to authenticate through that gateway, and I'm actually not sure it's going to work. But all right, so I'm not connecting to my CorpNet, so I'll strike that. Sorry. This didn't quite work the way I wanted. You'll have to believe me that you could actually bring additional data sources here. So I'm just going to cancel out of this. Imagine that I had added another query. And I'm going to go and save and close this data flow. When I go save and close this data flow, it's going to allow me to configure additional things, such as the refresh, the scheduled refresh frequency. It's validating all of my queries right now, performing some additional schema fix-ups along the way so that my data is fully curated and ready to go. And now it's going to provide me a summary view of all of the entities that I have, in this case, the 8 entities that we're pulling from Salesforce. And I'm going to go give it a name to my data flow. So let's call this mbus demo and save it. And the moment we save, we can refresh now. We could additionally go close this view and actually go into the refresh settings. So from here, I could come in and say I want to schedule refresh. And here's what I would configure, whether I want to go through a gateway, what's the frequency for my refreshes, and so on. So now that we've created this data flow with a bunch of entities within this workspace, other users who have access to this workspace can go ahead and start creating reports and data sets on top of these data flow entities. What's the tool for creating data sets and reports within Power BI? That's Power BI Desktop, right? So we come back to Power BI Desktop. We're looking at the start page right now. Don't forget about the Business Application Summit. You guys should go to that thing. Now you can go get data. And we're going to be using the data flows connector. So if you go under the Power BI tab, we have a Power BI data flows connector. It's going to automatically log me in, because I just tried this right before this session to make sure it's going to work. And it's going to put me onto the navigator experience, just like you're used to for any other data source within Power BI. We're going to go to my data flows, demos, workspace. And now I have my NBUS demo data flow here. When I expand it, I should see all of the entities that we just configured in that data flow. So let's say I want to pick a couple of them. Maybe I want to pick opportunity and opportunity stage. And now I can click load or edit if I wanted to do some further transformations. But I can start creating now my reports on top of this data flow. Now, think about the end-to-end scenario here. It's likely that there will be certain users within your organization who are more familiar with the underlying data sources, whether it's Salesforce, whether it's that on-premises SQL Server that I couldn't connect to or something else. They're going to be the ones creating data flows that create refined, normalized views that other users, less data-heavy users, would be able to just go and leverage from Power BI Desktop to build data sets and to build reports on top and then share those back into the Power BI service. Think about that end-to-end that way. But in a nutshell, that was actually the demo that I wanted to show. We do have some additional announcements we wanted to make. How many of you actually like data flows now? All right, a few more. Great. That's awesome.
So I want to add a couple things to the demo that you just showed.
Go for it.
It is actually, before we go there, it is amazing. Like what he just did is brought in data from Salesforce, using our template mechanism, map it to common data model, and then be able to then go bring it into Power BI Desktop as a data flow and then use it. You can also use it elsewhere as well. So we'll talk about that. Go ahead.
OK, the other thing that we kind of wanted to announce today is that all the goodness that you just saw with data flows in Power BI, we are actually expanding to the rest of the Power Platform. So if you are a Power Apps user, if you are a Flow user, and you would actually like to leverage data flows to author and refine entities, mapping to CDM along the way, using the authoring experience through Power Query Online, you're going to be able to do that really soon. So keep an eye for news there. We're going to allow you to author those data flows from within the Power Apps portal, land that data into ADLS, into Azure Data Lake Storage, leverage all of the composability, linked entities, attaching CDM folders that we've been talking about. We're going to give you further compute capabilities. Those are much forward-looking, but that's something that it's in our North Star. And we're going to enable consumption not only from Power BI, which you just saw, but also from Power Apps, Flow, Dynamics applications, including things like customer insights and the newly announced AI Builder capabilities. Also, as well as any third party, because we're landing the data in an open format, CDM folders, in the lake, allowing everyone to access that data and the definition of those data flows as well. So with that, just a forward reference to tomorrow's session, tomorrow afternoon, I believe it's at 2 p.m. We're doing a deep dive session on data flows that I hope to see you guys all there. Thank you.
Thank you, Miguel. So just to summarize, data flows are a very powerful concept. We first introduced it in Power BI, but we're extending it across Power Platform. You can now have scenarios where you can write a flow on a data change and start a business process. And those types of scenarios are really unthinkable today in a more generic way for the same data flows that you set up. And I think those will become a lot easier for you in the context of the entire Power Platform ecosystem. The other thing that I want to note is some of our Spark scale-out features are not going to be part of the October release. They're going to come post-October. So the ability to go ahead and operate on large sort of data flows and do compute is something that we're envisioning as well. And this is really an exciting journey for being able to scale out and process data. But that is not part of the October release notes that we released. I just want to make a caveat and make you aware of that. So OK, and one final point is you'll see some things like AI Builder and Customer Insights. In our team, we produce technology that you can use to manage and integrate your data. But it's the same platform that our app ecosystem, like AI Builder, is building on. So the same things that I talked about earlier is how either the Customer Insights team using Power Query Online and the connector ecosystem and others. It's the same things that they build on that you can also build on to help enable your experiences as well. So I just want to make sure that you realize that part of it. It's the first party, third party as well. OK, I'm briefly going to talk about Athena. There's an entire talk actually on this as well. So Athena is the ability to get your CDS data, your transactional CDS data, into data lake such that you can do analytics. OK? And to do that, what do you have to do? Nothing. So starting in October for the release, and starting this summer, we'll preview it. We will provide you the ability just to have a configuration flag to turn that on, and the new CDS instances provisioned will automatically get it, so that you actually get a lake, and you're able to do analytics with that. What does that mean? So in summary, it's both the initial copy of the data and also the incremental writes such that your data is up to speed. Your data is fresh as a whole. What is the scenario that's enabled by it? Envision a Power BI dashboard that you can refresh in relatively real time. You have it up based on some sales data that you just entered in relatively real time. And that is a powerful thing to be able to do, because your data and your data pipeline underneath is taken care of by us. And that is one of the key things. It's an announcement at this conference that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of. And it's a key project that we're working on. And again, in the notion of first party, third party, all of our app ecosystem, like Customer Insight, Sales Insight, they use this pipeline as well. So you can use it either through one of the experiences at the top, in the context of an app, or you can tap into it to add to the data lake to do further analysis yourself as well. So that transactional data in CDS that you built with a Power App or Dynamics is automatically available for you without having to do any work whatsoever. And it's just an admin setting. And being able to go take advantage of that to do analytics across the board. And there's a full talk just on this, and Sabine Nair and my team is presenting on that, so I strongly recommend that you catch up on the recording, since it's happening at the same time. So yes, that's the summary of it. So there's also details for this as well that I'm not going to get into as deeply in the interest of time, because I want to leave Samir enough time. So you can either use a pre-provisioned lake, or you can bring your own data lake to do analytics as well. So there are different scenarios where those things make sense for you. And I'm not going to cover each and every element of that, but I think we support both scenarios, starting this summer in preview form and in October in GA form as well. So this is something we're pretty excited about. It makes your ability to provide experiences with the data that much easier. So with that, here's some screenshots for some of the things that are upcoming. So in Power Apps Maker Portal, you can go ahead and select analytics. You can link your data, and you can select your credentials. You can log in and select your data lake storage account, and you tie those two things together and select the entities that you want to enable, and you can go ahead and look at them. And again, this is in CDM form on the right-hand side in ADLS that you're able to view. So in the interest of time, I'll put a bunch of screenshots in here, and you can catch up with the slide deck offline as well. So just to summarize, Athena enables you to easily get at your transactional data in a data lake without having to do any work. And data flows built on top of Power Query enable you to set up really modular systems for you to manage data. So the next section that we have is really about next deep dive into connectors. And with that, I'll hand off to Samir.
Hey, guys. Thank you, Mahesh. Yeah. All right, so data is the center of everything. And connectors is the way you get data onto the platform. As Mahesh mentioned, we think of connectors as force multipliers. I like the term, by the way. So let's talk about connectors. So first, we are going to look into connectors for Power Apps and Flow. And the reason why we say Power Apps and Flow is because we share the same connector infrastructure between Power Apps and Flow. So if you have a connector for Power App, you also have a connector for Flow. Connectors in Power Apps allows you to get data so that you can build apps. And the way you build those apps, some of the connectors, the tabular ones we call it, allows you a feature through which with a click of a button, you get a 3-screen app in Power App just like that. And it's very quick. You don't have to do much. You just say, start from data, you connect to your data source, and you get a Power App. It's really powerful. But it's not just that. We also have a large set of connectors, and we'll see the numbers very soon. And then you can perform and you can take any actions that you want through those connectors. That means you can go and search for data that you can use in your app. You can perform some actions and do something on the data source itself. So it's really powerful. And with connectors, you can focus on building the app, not really about how do you access the data. What kind of API do they provide? No, we leave everything to the connectors out of the box. And Flow, when you create a flow allows you to automate your business process. When you create a flow, every step that you have in your business process flow is a connector. It's either a trigger, which is provided by some connector, or it is an action, which is provided by some connector. So a connector really allows you to take advantage of all the business automation that you can do using Microsoft Flow. And with templates, you can create a flow very quickly with just a few clicks. Think of templates as pre-baked, pre-built flows where you just specify some configuration properties and you can get a flow running. So we have today about 250, and sometimes I think the latest number is over 270, by the way, connectors on the platform, which is easily one of the largest repository for connectors in any Microsoft ecosystem today. These connectors provide connectivity to a bunch of data sources, whether it is on the cloud or on the premise. And you connect with that securely through your own credentials. So you get access to a bunch of data sources out of the box, and that quickly speed up the process that you need to spend, or the time that you need to spend building apps and building flows. And if you don't have a connector out of the box, you can also build your own custom connectors. And tomorrow I have a talk where we can go through the process of how you create custom connectors as well. All right, so let's go ahead and look at a demo.
6.
This one is 6. OK, let's go ahead. All right. So this is the PowerApps Maker Studio. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how you create an app very quickly. And the idea for the app came from when I was using the MS app we have on my mobile. And then there is one tab where I can see all the photos about Twitter feed that people have posted. So I would say, hey, why not show people how to create something like that in PowerApps? So we can go ahead and create one. So we'll just start with a blank app so that we know that we are creating from scratch. So in this app, I'm going to put a text box where you can type something that you want to search, OK? And I'm also going to add a button where when I click on this button, I'm going to search for the Twitter feed. So let's just quickly call this like search here, OK? And then I'm going to insert a gallery where I'm going to display the tweets which is coming in, right? This is where I'm going to insert a tweet. So now I want to search Twitter to get the data. So let's go ahead and see how we can do that. So I go to the data source, and I will say add a data source, and this is where I get to see all the connections. And if I don't have a connection already created, we have all the connectors, all the over 250 connectors that we talked about here. So you can just sign in. In my case, I have already created a Twitter connection where I've signed in, so I'll just add it. So now I've added the Twitter connector. And all I have to do is I have to say, when you select, I will say set, let's say the results. And I can say Twitter dot is there search tweet. And it asks for the search query, basically. So this would be the text input, one text. So what I have done is I'm going to assign the result of calling this search tweet, which will search Twitter, and set it to a result. Result is a variable that I just created here, right? So now what happens if I click on this? You see some crawling end, basically. So it's going to Twitter and going to search for a string called text input, really, right? So now I need to bind the result of my search result into this gallery. So I go to the gallery, and I say, use the result here. OK? Now I can go and select what fields that I want. So as you can see, it has automatically selected few of the fields here. So in this case, let's call it the text as the tweet text. And
all of this is data-driven from the connector.
Yes. And this is a tweet by, OK? And if you want, you can also say this is the, you want to search the, you want to see the image of the person who has done it. So I can just say, oops, this item dot the user details, and you can say the profile image URL, right? And just like that, what you see here is you get to see all the tweets about, say, let's search for MBAS 2019. And you get to see all the tweets that people have created on MBAS 2019. This is coming from Twitter. All right.
So again, in the context of Power Apps, what Samir just showed is the ability for an entire ecosystem to open up by the virtue of a connector. The properties that you saw, everything is data-driven. The connector is the one that's actually providing that experience implicitly that binds to the UI experience that enables you to call the right method to get at the data.
Yeah. So this is something that the power of the platform provides, right? It's something that I couldn't have imagined doing, without Power Platform, basically, without the connector, without Power Apps. By providing all these components, it's very easy for someone to go ahead and build an app just like that. Now, because you have the data, I can spend the rest of my time making sure the app looks good, right? There's so many things that I can do. For instance, here is the same app that I have created. So this is the same app that I have created. I have added one screen where if you want to post something to Twitter, you can do that. So in this case, what I have is...
Oh, hang on, I'll come up here.
Oh, you want to show? OK. So in this case, what I have is I have a camera. And you can see Mahesh is standing right next to me. And then when I click on post, this is actually going to go and post to Twitter. You want to see how it works? So first, I click on this. What I've done is there's a gallery where, if you don't look nice, you can click again. You'll see a lot of pictures. And you can select the one that you want. And you can say...
He's selecting the one that he looks good.
And you click post. And this will go and post it to my Twitter feed. So let's see if it shows up. This is my Twitter feed. And there you go. Right?
OK.
Thank you. What about Flow? So Microsoft Flow is a tool that allows you to automate a lot of things. Business processes, things where you tend to do it on a manual process. So one of the nice scenarios that I always want to talk about is my friend Miguel. He keeps sending an email to all the program managers in our team every week saying, here are the lists of scenarios where we need to go and discuss in the meeting tomorrow. So we have every week a meeting where we go and discuss the scenarios that we want to discuss.
So you're doing a digital transformation of Miguel.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's and I keep telling him, hey, why don't we use a Flow to automate that, right? And I'm going to show him actually how you can do that. All right, so let's go and create a Flow.
You can put Miguel out of a job pretty soon.
All right, so I can say create a new flow, and as an example, I'm just going to create a manual flow for now. But this is one of the triggers. You can trigger it based on a schedule, so it runs like every week. On a particular day, you can set up all those triggers. For our example, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Visual Studio, or it's now called Azure DevOps. I'm going to connect to Azure DevOps, run a query, get the result, and send the result as an HTML to some email address. OK? So let's just quickly do that. So I say DevOps. Here is DevOps. And as you can see, we provide a lot of actions. So one of the actions that I can do is get query results. OK? So select this one. In this case, I've already signed in, so it doesn't ask me to sign in. But you can see that if it's not there, you can create a new connection. You can select the account, and you can see I have lots of accounts. For the demo, I'm just going to pick a demo account. And I'm going to select Power Platform, for instance. And then I'm going to select a bunch of queries. As you can see, you can browse the queries that I have. One of the queries that I want to use for a demo is called Open Issues. OK? And this is the same query that I have on Azure DevOps. So now I got the result of the query. Right? I can run it. I can test it if I want. But I want to create an HTML table and send it as an email. So let me just create an HTML. So it says create an HTML table. And I get the result of the query. And there are certain advanced parameters. It says whether you want to include the header or not. I will say yes. And then I can send the email. Right? So let's send an email. So it gives me, asks me to fill in the sub. So let's just send it to myself for now. So, yep, here you go. And we can say demo open issues, right? And then you can type in, we have an HTML editor right here. So you can say, hello, this is a demo, right, of open issues. And I can say, thanks. And here I can just put the output of the HTML table. And just like that, I'll save this. And I can run this. OK? And when I run this one, what it will do is that it will go to Visual Studio, run the query, get the result, transform it into HTML table, and send an email. And you can see this is done, and you can see that the emails are successfully sent. And hopefully, if I open it, I see an email here, right?
Right.
So it's so quick, so easy. All right, and then because you got this working with the connectors, you can spend the rest of the time, figuring out how to make that HTML look nice and all the stuff, right? You can add CSS templates and all the stuff. But it helps you get started with connectors. And yeah, that's the end of the demo.
Cool. Thank you.
OK, before we get to the next topic, I just want to quickly talk about our connector story. So we are open sourcing connectors. We just announced this like last month. It's on GitHub. We are starting with a few connectors, but this is where we want to leverage the community to get involved in maintaining and creating and developing these connectors. As we said, we have one of the largest repository of connectors. There is a lot of opportunity for the community to contribute, whether in out-of-the-box connectors that we have, or even developing samples or making sure documentation is good, all those things. So we'll talk about how you build connectors in a session tomorrow as well. So if you are interested, you should join the session. And OK, so that was about PowerApps and Flow connectors. What about Power BI or Power Query connectors? All right. Now, why do I have this screenshot of Excel 2016 when we want to talk about Power BI? That's because in Excel, we use the same technology of Power Query to get data into Excel as well. So it's a very powerful technology where you can connect to a data source, transform it, and use the data. And it's used in Excel. We also have it integrated in analysis services as well. So it's also there. And it's also there in Power BI Desktop. So on Power Query, we have over 100 data sources today. Along with the data sources, we also provide out-of-the-box more than 300 data transformation functions. And you can do a bunch of stuff. You can get data from 2 different sources, join them together. You get to see a preview of the data as you see. And there are so many things that you can do. And when we talk about Power BI connectors in general, there are different types of connectors. Some of them are built into the engine, what we call as native connectors. Some are bundled along with the product. Some are called certified connectors. So these are connectors that are built by the partner that we certify and we publish them. And they get downloaded as and when people use them. And we also have the concept of custom connectors. And Miguel, my friend, he just talked about, is going to show us how to use this connector in the context of Power Query at 3 o'clock. So if you guys are around, you guys should be here. He has some very great demos. OK, the last topic, on-premise data gateway. The data gateway is the technology that we have that allows you to get data to anything on-premise. So think of on-premise SQL Server, on-premise Oracle database, SAP systems, your own on-premise custom APIs, anything which is on-premise, we go through the on-premise data gateway. What it provides is it provides a secure and highly optimized way to get data into your on-premise data sources. And we have tons and tons of features on the gateway that allows the IT admin and the service admin to control and manage the on-premise data sources. We do understand that a lot of enterprises, they're sensitive to the data they have on-premise. So we have a lot of features built in. We have a lot of features around security, around management, around performance as well as built in. And again, it's not possible for us to talk about everything. But we do have a session where our colleagues basically will talk about the on-premise data gateway tomorrow. Yep.
So with that, I'll summarize some of the things we talked about. So with the connector ecosystem, we democratize data, and we make it available. It's not just like a plain vanilla democratizing, OK, you can get at the data. It's about an ability to use that data in richer contexts, such as we showed you a flow where you can use the Office data and go email it along with Visual Studio data. And we showed you in the context of PowerApps, for example, completely sort of Twitter data that you can go ahead and go do things with. So the ability for your experiences to light up on data is what we showed. In addition, we showed you and talked about common data model, which allows you to actually provide a deeper way to have meaning for the data. And we talked a little bit about the data flows as well. But all of these come together at the end of the day to make it easier for you to narrow that gap. Remember the code that I talked about. You don't have to spend 80% of your project time just on data. It's about making that path easy for you so you can get up and going. The ability to go ahead and build a Power App in front of your eyes in a few minutes based off of the data, or the ability to bring in the demo that Miguel did to Salesforce data, map it, transform it, and bring it into that is pretty powerful. And with that, we'll end our talk. And then there's details of each and every one of our talks at this conference. So I strongly recommend that you attend the ones that you're interested in. And I'll open it up to Q&A, and I'll invite Miguel on stage as well. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Please let us know what you thought about it.